Good morning. I'm running a little late today. I have my stepfather is passing away today. He has bone cancer, and I believe his kidneys are shutting down. I believe yesterday I got a pretty hard hit on that. Was kind of really cloudy all day, Neptunian, and deeply psychic, and more or less picked up on an issue of kidney failure. And I really didn't know why. Wasn't that I was exactly focused on that, but this is just the power of intuition and who we are and sensing our environment. So here I am today, and I am doing our reading for the week of the 16th through, let me see what the dates are. Okay, we're in May. So we're talking the 16th through the 22nd. So I should know this because, well, this is what I do. And we're having a lunar eclipse today. And for me, this lunar eclipse is really affecting me. So I might be, like I said, just a little on the psychic side. My sister and I have been chatting back and forth because she wants to know what I'm getting on that. So now, the first card I get is that one, what I want to back up a little bit. I'm using the moon deck, okay? Something I don't normally do, but I think with the lunar eclipse, it's about the moon, it's about the sun. And so I ask the divine where to go, and this is what I get. So I'm going to stick with my same format. I have cleansed the cards, I have shuffled, and I have laid them out and even spent some time thinking about them, as that is my normal routine for reading. So I'm going to say that that's just part of how I go about it. I have my own style, and I have Jupiter in the first house, which says, I kind of like to do my own thing. So if it's confusing to you, I'm sorry. But anyway, so the first card in my moon deck is to trust the changes that are unfolding in my life. And try to get this in the camera. That is what we're asked to do, each and every one of us, is to trust the changes. And like I said, I'm really going to be impacted by this, both by second and eighth house. For me, it is Scorpio, Taurus. I have Taurus in the eighth, or excuse me, no, back up. I have moon in Taurus, and I have a stellium in the eighth. So I want to be clear what I'm saying. So for me, this Scorpio axis that I have is saying, oh yeah, this is putting a light on things that have been in your shadow for a very long time. And one of my biggest issues is shadow work, because if you don't do your work, if you're not in good shape, socially, emotionally, structurally, are you even capable of anything beyond something simple? You're probably not. So, fix your shit, relationships will follow. Pardon the language, but it's true. Okay. And we move on to healthy boundaries, keep us centered. And maybe what we're all learning right now is boundaries. We're being asked to stay in our homes. That's a boundary. We're asked to stay secluded. That's a boundary. We're asked to wear a mask and hide ourselves, not talk. That's a boundary. All of these things are things that we currently are experiencing. And in Scorpio, what does that mean? Well, Scorpio is going to be the deep truth that myself, I want to dig up. I'm tired of the government, holding herd over me somehow with religious notion, right? I buck. I say, no, I can't do that. It doesn't work for me. I don't want to be rebellious. I don't disobey the law. But I also don't always believe everything I hear. In fact, oftentimes because of my shadow, I question things, right? I have an opening quincunx in Scorpio that says, question the truth. I am a natural detective. I'm a natural psychologist, not a psychologist. Just want to say that, but I'm somebody who thinks that way. Part of my chart. Okay? This week, remain courageous and strong. What does that mean? Well, we might have You might have an interesting week with the eclipse. It could be exciting. Things could happen, I don't know. But with Leo, I would say that the lion can be mighty and fiery. So, I mean, last week, I think I was feeling that things could get kind of hot and fiery, and we could have fires. We could have things, we could have political fires. We could have social fires. We could have war fires. There's all these things going on in our system right now, and all of them, the eclipse is here to sort of dial it in and say, okay, here I am, I'm the eclipse, and I'm happening in I'm happening in Scorpio and Taurus. I'm about shaking up house and home and how you go about doing stuff, okay? And digging down deep as to why things are the way they are. I'm exposing your shadow. And boy, don't all of us feel some anxiety and like our shadow is being ripped out from underneath us. I know myself, I question a lot. Why do I feel so nervous? What is going on here? What do I think is going to happen? Do I think the floor is going to drop out from underneath me? Well, maybe, I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. It's about movement. Movement awaits. And we're experiencing movement right now in all kinds of ways. Spiritually, we are questioning, I'm certain many of us are questioning our governmental setup, whether or not it's really even effective, movement. And I'm politically oriented by the nature of my chart, but I don't read political because it's too triggering for me. I dislike authority. I don't go to church. I'm one of those that, if you send me to church, I think I might melt on the pew, not to say that I'm not against church. It's part of my foundation. I was in the church for a long time, but I think that me answering to a man in a white coat, or me answering the doctor, me answering to a man in a black coat, the priest, just doesn't, it robs me of my sense of who I am and my authority. And I'm not willing to give that away. I'm willing to question it. And I know that God made me who I am. And I question for a reason. Each and every one of us question for a reason. So it's like we're taking our power back. Maybe that's what this eclipse is kind of for, is to expose what's wrong with where we're at and open us up to revolutionize house and home and how we deal with our own personal power. That eclipse, I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on. Play is my pathway to joy. What am I doing? Believe it or not, right now, here, I'm playing. This is a job, yes. I provide these readings and they're a job. This is what I do. But it is also how I play. Because I like, one, to follow the cycles of the moon. As you can see, she's hanging upside down, gaining her awareness through letting go on the moon. Something I'm very much into. Learning to just let go and let God. We have a choice. We don't have to remain where we are. We can embrace the cycles that we encounter, including eclipses. And I'm documenting this eclipse because I'm having some massive shift emotionally right now. So, and I'm really dealing with my shadow, which is both a mother and father wound, questioning my own sanity, finishing up school, gathering up all my tools and putting them in one place. I'm following my cycles, as we all should be. Document what you think, you see, and feel in this. Today, my stepdad's dying. Yesterday, I had a huge download. I bothered one of my teacher's mentors yesterday. I bombed her text-wise. I mean, I might bomb my sister text-wise, but, I'm not going to bomb somebody that is supporting me as a mentor, as a rule. I'm not going to do that because I don't want, I want them to be available to me in the future. I don't want them to go, oh my God, get away from me. You're driving me crazy. But I want something. I want to succeed. And there are many of us right now that feel that. I'm not the only one that wants to feel like I can succeed. We all want to feel like we can succeed. And we live in times that are rather defeating. We feel broken. We feel sad. We're questioning our parents' government. Why wouldn't we be? It's crazy what's happening, right? We have dad who we don't know really what he's doing. We don't know if he's able to make sense out of things or not, because some of the things he says doesn't make sense. And we tend to hire people for the job of president to after their prime. And that's kind of strange to me. I don't understand it. I don't know why we would do that, but we do. So it's the way it is. So, and basically the last card in this reading is I allow stillness to heal and reveal. That's what we've been talking about this entire reading. Now, I don't use this moon deck often. I use it privately with my family because I like the sensitivity of it, and I use it upon request if asked in a reading. But as you can see, she's anchoring on a tree being something that's wise and solid and stands tall in all conditions. Naked, vulnerable. Looks like she's floating on a cloud in a dreamy state, which allows her to heal. Our shadow, believe it or not, when you hit what's bothering you, you hit the nail on the head and you win, because you start being able to get that under control. And with that, I thank you for joining me here today. And if this reading is something that inspired you, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Give me some feedback. I love feedback, and it helps me grow as a reader. I need that. And if you'd like to have a reading from me, please do let me know, as this is what I do. And I'm now finishing up my program and heading into medical. So with that, I thank you for joining me here today. And please do hit the like, share, and subscribe.